It's week 3 of the National Football League, and we'll be watching the dynamic Tyreek Hill. He set up shop in the end zone last week with 5 receiving touchdowns. It's the Dolphins and the Broncos, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. Well, the Broncos offense gets set to go to work, and at the helm in his second season wearing orange and blue, Russell Wilson.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did. If I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better.
There he goes, right side. Now he's loose at the 40. Dalvin Cook. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Dalvin Cook, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Broncos will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Wow, first play of the game, CD, 75 yards. These people, they haven't even filed in yet from the tailgate lots.
Everyone talks about starting out fast. Everyone talks about getting explosive-type plays. That was absolutely a thunderbolt. And on the defensive side, he spent all week scheming, all week preparing, and it seems like it goes right out the window.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Now Tua Tagovailoa gets set to lead this Dolphins offense for the first time.
Before the game, when I said hello to him, I tried to give him a little dap, but he wouldn't give me any, and I thought he was snubbing me. Then I realized he's keeping all that flame to himself. How about the week he had last week? AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Now their 31-year-old running back, Raheem Mostert. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. From the 25, here's a 2nd down and 4. Here's Tua. Forced out to his left. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And then with this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Nobody had more speed on offense last season than Miami, and Waddle might be the fastest player on that unit. Led the NFL with over 18 yards per catch and was in the top 10 in yards despite playing with an all-pro in Tyreek Hill.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Steps away to his left. Oh, he tried to throw back over the middle, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Josie Jewell. And the Broncos are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And despite a nice juke there, really good move, he only gets about a yard, and it brings up 2nd down. So from just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9. Wilson. Incomplete. You talk about this Miami defense. Well, they've been pretty much a mess against the pass, number 31 in the league.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. On 4th down, it's Riley Dixon on now to kick it away for Denver. Braxton Berrios deep for Miami. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal is not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster. And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one to the former Robbie Anderson, now Robbie Chosen. No sign of Tua departing. 4th down, they're going for it.
It's 4th down. Solo left Zion. 20, TX.
Tua on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. On 1st down, Wilson. Got his man, it's Dulcich. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. They try again with Cook, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. Now Wilson. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. folks. Kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
There he goes left side. And they'll have this all the way out to the 50-yard line. Excellent field position. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Tua. Open man downfield is Hill. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Tua now on first down. That's into the hands of Chosen. 2nd down and 6 now from the 26. Now the rookie 3rd-round pick, it's Devon Achane. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone. Again, it's Achane. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Dolphins have got it back to within a score. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the shotgun, Wilson. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. As they've got it as we resume action. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 95 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Throwing left side, it's complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Dalvin Cook with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Now Folk for the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. This taken in at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So now here come the Dolphins. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Watch it, Oscar.
2 and now on first down. Completes this to Elijah Higgins. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Now Achan on 1st and 10. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong. Only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, you know, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session, the first play we ran was 28 pitch, which is a toss sweep. And I remember the offense coordinator saying, that's our identity, that's our bread and butter, that's the basis of our offense. We got to get that down right here, right now. And I think we're seeing some of that in this running game here.
So did you not get that down, and that's why you were moved to the defense, or what?
I don't know for that reason, but I do know I saw a couple of guys throw, and immediately they were saying, you know, you need to learn how to backpedal.
Hey, you turned into a heck of a DB, though, partner. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run it again with Cook. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. Really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Wilson. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Miami set to take over. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
This will be caught. It's Waddle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. On first down, Tagovailoa. And his This throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
On second down, a run by Ater. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Looking to pass. Tua. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up fourth down.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
It's safe. Go ahead. Hey, 21 TX.
Tagovailoa going for it on fourth down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
So after the big play on fourth, here's first and 10. Tua going to throw. And now this one may draw a penalty. He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And yep, indeed, the flag is out. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
21G, 21G.
Tua wants to throw it on second down. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa being chased out left. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Ready.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And going deep for Hill. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down. And the Broncos will take over on downs. Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10 at the 39-yard line. Here's Wilson to throw. Open man. He completes it to Judy. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now Wilson on first down, finding his big receiver Patrick over the middle. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. To throw is Wilson. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
A little bit of finger pointing and heavy discussion going on in the defensive backfield. It's man coverage, but they leave a guy wide open. They've got to be counting their lucky stars that this ball was overthrown.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights, and that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
Solo left Zion.
Tua, a final shot before half. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And that's going to be incomplete. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. This taken in right around the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
On second down, Tua. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead will shrink to 6. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
On second down, it's Cook again. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it, brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. They brought him in off the corner, and he gets in to drop him for a loss of 4. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker. Talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. Sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here.
Now a hit and a loose football. And one of the linebackers has got it. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we draw up. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
127 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Deeper, deeper. 36 power.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. That's taken in by Dulcich. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
It's a gain of 9.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Dalvin Cook, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos add 6 to their lead.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here, because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one.
19. Turn it.
Wilson going to throw for it. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Jalen Waddle running out, and that means that the Dolphins ready for another drive on offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
9-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Tagovailoa to throw on 2nd down here. That's going to be brought in by Higgins. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 27 yards there, a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
That ball caught. It's chosen. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 25-yard line. Now Tua. And this one is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
7-on-3, tick.
Achane gets it from the gun. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. And now they're in the hurry-up. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Second down and 3, ball on the 7.
At the Broncos 7-yard line.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. This one thrown underneath to Achane. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Tagovailoa going to try and throw on third down. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line.
A loss of a yard. It's fourth down.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the fourth. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They'll go. Achane. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Devon Achane. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
That's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. 139 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Now it's Wilson. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. 2nd and 10. Back to the ground, Cook. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him. Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. When there's extra defenders on the field, dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit into football.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Dolphins offense returning to the field. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession.
Hey, get set.
The drive starts with a run from Ater. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They go back to the ground, this time Mostert. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady gain.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On 1st down, they go with Mostert again. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
What can they come up with here? It's 3rd and 7.
Watch it, Oscar. Solo left Zion. Solo left Zion.
Throwing Tua. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Hey, 21G, 21G, 21G.
Now Tua. Able to find the open man. That's complete. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
Oh, man. They are living on the razor's edge. If this is incomplete, this game's over. Instead, it's a huge pickup. And I think the win percentage calculator is going to have to work overtime here because this game has really had some swings.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Tua on 1st and 10. It's Mostert. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here's Tua. Throw left side to Higgins. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save the timeout. They'll run right side with Mostert. All the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
I'm not surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
Solo left Zion.
Now Tua. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
A lot of practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
Second down, goal to go. Tagovailoa. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. A costly sack. They'll have to use a timeout here. And barring a defensive penalty, they'll be looking at one final play. One final try for Tagovailoa. And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. Down 1 is tempted to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carried into overtime.
I'm with you. Do you see some fans that are holding up 2 fingers? Easy now.
Yeah, but they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
And now the decision is to go for 2. A gutsy call, and this, in effect, is your ball game right here. And they get the timeout called here. It comes with 1 second remaining on the clock. So now a big play here as the Dolphins will go for the 2. They'll try and run it in. And he's going to come up short. The 2-point conversion attempt does not work. And as a result, it's going to cost him the ball game. So with just a second to play, we'd have to see something crazy here for them to have a chance. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, this was a good one. Excitement all the way to the end. You had the points, and then they were hoping for the miracle there on the onside kick. Couldn't get it recovered, and that was your ball game.
And I'm of the opinion that any time you actually do recover an onside kick, it almost is a miracle. It takes so many things going right to make it happen. It didn't in this case, and they walk off a victor.
So for the Broncos, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for Miami, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside